Hey guys, it's Oliver, and this is Chaotically Creating, and guess what? Today is Wacky Weird Wednesday. Well, right now it's actually Tuesday, and I'm recording this on Tuesday, March 10th. But we're doing the intro and talking about what projects we got going on for this week, because we got three tasks from the project jar that I drew. Our first task, which I'm not sure if I will record any of this in there, I might, but it's to play some of Crash Bandicoot, which I think I'm actually going to do tonight, because that sounds kind of fun. So we're going to record some of Crash Bandicoot. I don't know how to record on my Switch, so we'll see how I actually do with that. The next thing is a yellow painting, which is this painting right here. I made it many years ago. I started it in college in 2023, and there is going to be this is a light switch, and then there's going to be two eyeballs in here, and that's going to be the finish, maybe drawing, painting. I don't know. I don't really want to work on it, but it's the project jar, so I gotta try doing it. I already picked like two things in here that I picked that I decided I'm not gonna do, so I gotta do these. I can't keep like saying no. The other thing, and it's the reason I'm standing and that I'm trying to get space, is to work on this crochet blanket I started probably around the same time, to be honest. But yeah, it is really big. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to actually get the whole thing in shot. Here, I'm gonna do a different flip around. First, I'll show you a close-up of it here. So that's kind of the idea. It's the double herringbone stitch. I'm like unraveling some of it as I like manhandle this, but let me give you a picture of it on the ground. So this is what it looks like on the ground, all laid out. Yeah, it's pretty big. And that's like it really goes this way, like the long horizontal way. So it's like my wingspan, and I'm like 5'7", so yeah, it's a wide blanket. And it's gonna be tall because I'm gonna do this color, then it's gonna be blue, and then a variegated yarn, and then back to blue, and then back to green, I think, is my plan. I'm stuck in the yarn. Get out of here with my foot, please. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna do maybe some clips of me working on this for a little bit, and then some of the painting, and then we'll be done. Wacky Weird Wednesday. So yeah, let's get on with it. Alright, we're working on the crochet blanket now. I've already done about one row off camera. This isn't how I do the stitch, is it? Sorry, I forgot how I did the stitch for a second. Well, Magnus is here. So, yeah. I don't know. I guess there was something I was going to talk about. Now I got a little distracted from both Magnus and not knowing the stitch right away. I'm doing double herringbone. I think I mentioned that earlier, but mentioning it again. Yeah. Posting recently has been a little weird. Oh my gosh, are you gonna sit right? I kind of want to show them the fact that I'm doing the crochet and not just your body. Sir, I'm in the middle of something here. Can you decide what you want to do, or are you just gonna stand there? See guys, this is what happens every time I try to do something. It's just him right there, needing to be in the center of it. You need to be the center of attention, don't you? Yeah. Well, anyways. Posting has been weird. I have been in this, like, I don't know, I like to describe it as like a cold gray kind of mood. Which isn't great, but we're getting better. And I'm showing up despite not feeling great. And that's what matters. So here I am, showing up, doing the things. I I have lots of ideas of stuff to do, but it's been hard to get to doing them. This is hard to crochet when you have a cat headbutting you too. He threw up in my bed again. I was so upset. Like, bruh, stop this, please. Okay, bye. Now he wants to play with the ball of yarn. I think I might do, like, just 2 more rows of this color. Maybe even be done with it at this length. Because that will probably be pretty good. I don't know, we'll see what it looks like at the end of this row. But I might just do this row and call it good for this color. I don't know how many balls of yarn I have put into this so far. I know at least 1. I don't think 2. I think this would be the second one. And I think I have 3 of the color. And there's going to be 1 more slot of this color at the bottom, since it's going to be like stripes, but like big stripes. Yeah, don't bite me. Go away. If you're going to bite me, you go away. I didn't mean to bonk your head, though. I'm sorry. But, what was I saying? Yeah. Sticking through and doing stuff even if you don't feel like it is hard. But I'm trying to show up in the little ways. And I think part of it is, like, hard where, like, feels like I'm talking into the void a lot. And, like, is any of this actually, like, gonna work out, you know? But I know, like, deep down it is. And that, like, there is gonna be a future for this channel that is successful, and but not that I'm doing it for the views by any means. It's like, it's for myself first, and I like to think of it kind of like a diary of like creations and projects, and I don't know, I just feel good when I do get the videos out, and like creating so many different things is really fun. And yeah, one of my goals for this year is to get a Patreon set up, which I theoretically have it like all figured out, but it's just another thing to like then think about and do and post. And if you haven't checked out my TikTok yet, you should check out my TikTok. It's Chaotically Creating. Same logo as this one. I try and post every day there. I do all kinds of stuff just like here. Been doing a lot of tarot readings on there. It's kind of fun thinking of it as like a 10-minute countdown and like how much can I get said in 10 minutes. So yeah, I don't know what else I wanted to talk about here. I feel like I just need to like talk and share, and I don't know about what, but yeah, it's been a lot about recently just really trusting myself and that I know what I'm doing. And it's hard because I feel in the last few weeks the imposter syndrome in just a lot of the areas of my life has been pretty strong. I know there are definitely people out there that can relate to that. And it's a natural part of learning where you start to realize at a certain point when you no longer are a beginner, where you know nothing, you start to realize like how much you don't know. Ow! Out! Go away! I don't want you biting my feet. I don't like that. Sorry, I got so distracted now. Dang it. Imposter syndrome. Beginner. When you're not a beginner anymore, it's like this graph. I can't quite remember how the graph goes, but I think your skill is like exponential, and then your knowledge is like steady. No, it's an exponential one, and then a line one, and your knowledge and skill, your knowledge starts to surpass your skill, and you start to realize how much you don't know, and so therefore you start taking it out on your skill, thinking you're not actually good at what you're doing, when in fact you're getting better because you're acquiring more knowledge, and eventually your skill will come back, and it will, or not like you ever lost it, but like it will start to match your knowledge, and that's then like you get that plateau kind of moment where you feel like you're not making any progress. But yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense, but hope it did. I like had a band director in high school tell me this, and it's stuck with me since then with this graph. He did a better job of explaining it, but yeah, I don't know. What else has been going on recently? I guess we're doing like an update. I am now officially a theater director for the place I work. One of the directors for that. We're doing Finding Nemo Jr. That starts tomorrow, so that's really exciting. Also means that just in general work is picking up a bit. I don't think I'm really getting any additional hours because other stuff had ended, but that's okay. I have been really trying to not live in a sense of lack and really embodying that sense of abundance, and I don't know, I think it's helping, but it's really hard when you have like so many things that feel like they're lack in your life. And I think as a society we kind of have that lack mentality towards a lot in our life, and when you then start to accept the good things in abundance in your life, you're kind of criticized for it, which is not great. Let's stop criticizing each other for these things, like, please and thank you. Yeah, I don't know. How's this looking? Kind of want to measure it to see how thick it is so that I can do the math, because there'll be 6 stripes, so I kind of want them each at least a foot long or a foot wide. I don't know how directions work when I'm in this position, I guess, with it. The nice thing about this one is it's like the same it's good and it's bad. It's the same stitch over and over again, so it's easy to think about, and you can do other stuff while doing it, hence why I'm actually kind of able to talk right now. But it also is not as enjoyable because it's the same stitch over and over again. I made another blanket, and maybe I'll show it in this video still at the end here. It took me about 4 months, but I was actively working on it every day for those 4 months for quite a while, doing like multiple rows a day. This one has been years in the making now, I think. I started it in 2023. And it's 2026 now. Oops. I don't know. It's going to be a car blanket, I think, is my goal. Not that I need another blanket, but they're fun to make. So, you know, I could always sell them, but selling blankets is going to be really expensive, and I feel like that's hard to find a buyer for. In the cost effectiveness of it isn't as great, because I'd rather commission a blanket than like sell blankets. That's kind of the same thing, but like have someone that specifically wants a blanket and make that, rather than like make a blanket and hope to find someone that wants it. Find the person before I make the item, needless to say. Yeah, we're getting there. Be cool, because then we'll see how long it takes me to make one row. I don't know if this had much direction to it, but I try. Been learning a lot of stuff recently, really getting into astrology. Kind of want to make a video on like how I'm learning astrology, but I also don't really know how I am learning it. I'm just kind of trying to consume as much content as I can about it. Analyzing more charts. Gonna try starting this week, I think, to analyze 2 charts a week, which means I have to get a hold of a lot of charts, and I'd prefer it to be people in my life so that I can like see how that reflects, but that also requires getting a lot of people's information, and that feels, I don't know, it feels pretty personal when you can look how deep you can look into someone's astrology chart. And so it doesn't feel like something that you can just like start a conversation with, be like, hey, can you send me your exact birth time and where you were born? No reason. Just curious, you know? But I don't know, maybe people are actually really interested in that and want to know more about it too. I don't know. If you want to put your birthday info in the description, I guess, let me know and I can do something there. But a lot of the work for some of that is if I like start posting that I'm doing that on the internet, I'm gonna have to like start creating like a booking system or some sort, and some form of like charging for it, even though I don't necessarily want to do that, but it's my time, and depending on how in-depth someone wants it would really dictate, you know, what it's worth. But I don't like charging for stuff like that where you're someone that's like, especially when you're seeking answers and in a dark place, like, I don't know, that feels a little wrong in some ways, but also it's like, it's a trade, you know? Like, it took me and is taking me a long time to learn what I have learned, and I'm still like at that phase where it's the beginner phase where I feel like I know nothing kind of, but I know I don't, because I can read the chart and get an idea of like some of it, but it's now just like being able to synthesize it now and be able to apply the keywords to different situations and different variables and such. If that, I don't know if that makes sense, but like maybe I can come up with a good example. Like, I feel like, what's a good example for that? I think I'm gonna do one more row with this. Maybe. I don't know. But, because like I don't want to, and then I have that really like big fear that I'm gonna say something and someone's gonna be like, that's wrong, you're wrong, and you don't know what you're talking about, because, you know, and I guess there's that fear of just being wrong and not knowing what I am talking about, but there's no bad thing in being wrong necessarily, and I think we think a lot of the times that being wrong is bad. Which it isn't. Being wrong is part of being human. And I just hope that if I am wrong, someone corrects it in a polite manner rather than just yelling and screaming at me, because that doesn't feel good. And to remember that there is a person behind the, you know. So, I don't know. We're almost reaching the end of this. Let's see. Do I want to continue? I gotta decide now. The inevitable has been reached. There we go. How much would it add? Let's just do a couple, see what it looks like. How much do I have left? I think I'm gonna end it here on this color right here. I just undid too many chains though, or too many loops. There we go. There we go. I'm thinking of posting some tutorial videos at some point soon. I think that could be fun, so if there's any tutorials or perspectives that I have that you'd like to see on any art, learning, music, anything that I've kind of covered in here, I guess, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, I'm not going to post any of the Crash Bandicoot on here because I played it and kept dying. I played it for like 15 minutes maybe, but I did play it, so I'm calling that a success. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Wacky Weird Wednesday. There will be a little bit of a time lapse probably here. I don't know what I'll do with the voiceover or how I'm gonna do it yet, but I'll show a little clip of me doing the painting because I did a little bit of work there. Not 2 hours of any of the stuff, but I think because I did 3 tasks today, and within 24 hours I actually did them all, I am going to call it a success. So I'll put these 3 tasks back in the task jar for another week, and then you'll see them again sometime because they're not all finished yet. And maybe I will do a little bit more stuff on the painting. I'm waiting for it to dry, kind of. I could possibly finish it, but I don't know if it's going to feel finished when I'm done with it, or when I finish the stuff that I have in mind for the rest of it, because I feel like paintings can kind of like sometimes never done. But anyways, maybe I'll put it in while I'm talking about this stuff right now. I think that could be good because I don't have the crochet stuff going on now. But yeah, I don't know if there'll be a video this Saturday yet or not, but if not this Saturday, you can hope for one next Saturday, and there'll be a Wacky Weird Wednesday next week as well. What other thoughts do I have? I don't think there's really anything else that I have. So, as always, stay chaotic, stay creative, and I love you guys.